How y'all doing today? PawPaw wants some cake, so that's what we're gonna bake. Be right back. Well, how y'all doing today? You know, I got to thinking, I look at these cake mixes. I look at these cake mixes on the shelf at the grocery store, and I said, what's in them things? You know, you open it up, you pour it in a bowl, you add an egg, maybe some milk or something, stir it up and put it in the oven. I said, there can't be a whole lot to it. So PawPaw's going to show you how to bake a cake from scratch. Forget that cake mix. Let's just do it with what we have at home. Now, boys and girls, this is something that you can do. It's not hard to do, and it's fun. And Mom and Dad, you could just sit there and have yourself a cup of coffee and just watch your youngins make this cake, and then you can enjoy it in about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to go in the kitchen and make sure your oven is empty, that it don't have any pots or pans in it, and then preheat it to 350 degrees, okay? So we're going to let that oven warm up while we're preparing the cake batter. And what I like to do is I like to change the amounts in recipes as far as how many people it'll serve. Now, when I was a little kid, there was a Susie Homemaker easy bake oven. And it was little aluminum pans, and there was a light bulb, and little girls would mix up their cake mix that Mama and Daddy paid a bunch of money for, in little bitty packages of cake mix instead of just making some up like you do for your house. But they buy their little bitty cake mixes and have their little mixing bowl to have water and stir it up, pour it in a little bitty pan, slide it in a little bitty oven, and the heat was from a light bulb. And they'd bake a cake. Well, being a boy, of course, I didn't have a Susie Homemaker easy bake oven, but I did have cousins that did, so I volunteered to come over and help them eat. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see here. I tried this cake last week, and oh, it tasted good. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do a video on that. I'll bet some boys and girls out there would like to know how to bake a cake just by using what's in the house. So, what we're going to start with is the dry ingredients. So now let me tell you everything that we're going to need today, okay? Then you make sure you have this, and if you don't, well, we'll figure out something else. But we're going to need sugar, and we're going to need flour. Now, I use self-rising flour. If what you have is all-purpose flour, then you'll need some baking soda or baking powder to help it rise. Going to need a little bit of salt, a little vanilla flavoring, some oil, like, you know, vegetable oil. Not the oil that you put in your car or your lawnmower now. This is cooking oil, okay? So don't go out there in Dad's garage and get some, you know, Quaker Steak 30 weight off the shelf and put it in the cake. That don't work. And you're going to need a little butter. Just a little butter. If you have milk, you don't have to have this butter, okay? But PawPaw, oh, we're going to need 1 egg. But PawPaw ain't got no milk. So, what you can do is you can substitute for a cup of milk, you can use a cup of water and 1.5 tablespoons of butter, real butter, because the butter's got the milk fat in it, okay? So, let's just get right with it. Oh, and you're gonna need something to stir up your cake now, or your batter. You can use a fork, just to stir it up. You can use a mixer, blender, or in PawPaw's case, a cordless drill. We'll just use that. What are you laughing at? That ain't no different than what them people sell on TV because it's a portable mixer. Well, this is too. And then whenever you get done mixing, then you put a screwdriver bit in it and build something. How's that? All right. Oh, and you're going to need a pan. This is a little pan I bought at Dollar Tree. I think they call this an 8 by 8. And that's all it's going to make. It's not going to make 2 or 3 layers because I cut this recipe down just to a cake, just for like 1 serving per person in the house. So we ain't going to have a whole bunch of cake here. All right, so we're going to start off. And I'm gonna list the ingredients here as I'm using them. I'll also have a list of ingredients at the end of the video for you, okay? We're gonna start off with 1 2/3 cups of flour. All right. Got my good old measuring cup here. And let me tell you something about flour. Whenever you measure flour, you pour it into your measuring cup, and then you're supposed to just take a knife and like rake away the top or whatever. You don't pack it. But if we was using brown sugar, you're supposed to pack brown sugar tight into your measuring cup. So 1 2/3. Got to find it on here. All right. Let's see how good it was. That looks perfect enough to me. All right. Well, how do you like a handy dandy dispensing bag there? Just boom, 1 2/3 cup, just like that. Woo-wee. That's some good flour there. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Let me tell you about salt. You're sitting there saying, why would I put salt in something that's supposed to be sweet? I often ask myself that question. Why would I do that? So I did some research on it, and I found out that salt is like a flavor enhancer. Salt will actually make something that's sweet taste sweeter. I mean, you'll still have that salt in the background. I'm not talking about overpowering it with salt. I'm just talking about having a little bit of salt. But this requires a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that's going to make like the vanilla taste more like vanilla. We're going to need 3/4 cup of sugar. I don't think the sugar bag pours as easy as the flour does as far as automatic. It better not. A little more. There we go. Oh, no. It's 1 cup of sugar. I'm sorry. If I was using brown sugar also, it would be 3/4 cup of white sugar and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. In this case, I'm just going to use white sugar because I want to keep it simple. Okay? There we go. 1 cup. Now, what we want to do is we want to mix up all of our dry ingredients now. Even though we don't have any liquid in it, we want to go ahead and mix this up because we want to make sure the sugar is all even in the flour and the salt is all mixed in good. But you know what? This fork is too slow. PawPaw going to use his cordless drill. Look at there. You think I was using a fancy mixer? You'll have to tell your friend. PawPaw uses his cordless drill to make cake. All right, that ought to be good. That ought to be mixed good. All right. Now then, we're going to add these ingredients, and as I add them, I could add them right in here, but I think what I'm going to do, all my wet ingredients, I'm going to put in a bowl and get them all mixed up real good to where when I pour it in my flour, it's not like milk is over here and egg is over there, okay? So we're going to need an egg. All right, there's one egg. I'm going to bust up that gold, make it easier here. Okay, there's one egg. I need a half of a cup of oil. This happens to be pure vegetable oil. You can use canola oil. You can use all kinds of oil. Just don't use WD-40 or something like that. Anyway, we want a half a cup of vegetable oil. There we go. So there's a half a cup. We want a teaspoon of vanilla. I like vanilla. I just love the smell of it. So we want 1 teaspoon. That's about a teaspoon. I put a little extra. All right, now we want a cup of milk. But like I said, I don't have any milk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1½ tablespoons of butter. That looks about right. And a cup of water. If you have milk, you don't have to have the butter. Okay. So there we go. We got our half cup of oil, we got our egg, our cup of milk, and our teaspoon of vanilla. Now let's mix that up. Now if you do decide to use your dad's electric drill to do this, make sure that it's a variable speed drill and not one that comes on full blast. Variable speed means you can squeeze the trigger harder and it'll go faster, or ease off of it and it'll slow down. Alright, we got that mixed up real good. Now then we're gonna do what they call dig a well. We're gonna reach in that bowl there and we're gonna make a depression in the middle of that flour. Okay? It's like I made a bowl out of the flour. And we're going to add this into that bowl while we're mixing. Oh, it's already smelling good. Oh, man. We've got it mixed up good now. Now, it might look a little watery, but it's not. It's fine. So now then, we're going to take our pan and I'm just going to stick my fingers in that butter, or you use oil, and I'm just going to wipe the pan with butter or oil or whatever you have handy. It could be olive oil, canola oil, peanut oil, coconut oil, it don't matter. And now then, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flour in the pan. And the reason I do that is hopefully then my cake won't stick. I don't want it to stick in the pan. You know, I like for it to come out easy. So, I've coated the pan with butter and flour. Now you can use that fancy cooking spray like Pam or whatever, but that works just as good and it's cheaper. Okay, all we're going to do now is just pour that cake batter into that pan. Oh, it's looking good already. All right. Now here's what's cool. It's when I snap my fingers, 20 minutes will have passed. Okay? When I snap my fingers, it'll be, I don't know if it's 20 or 30 minutes, but the cake will be done. There it is. Oh, I'm getting excited. Ooh, it smells so good. This actually baked for about 30 minutes. I put it in there for about 20 minutes at first, and it wasn't done enough, so I did it for another 10. It don't want to come out of the pan real easy, so I'm not going to take it out of the pan like that. I'll just cut me a piece of it. Oh, it looks like cornbread. Mmm, this is good cake. Mmm. This is a cake right here. Be real good with coffee or a glass of milk. Mmm. Mmm. Try making this cake. It's easy. It's sweet enough. I don't even think it needs icing. Mmm. Y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye. Sadie, you want some? Sadie, you want a treat? Sadie, you want a treat? Sadie, I'll treat here. Here. Sadie likes it. Want some more? Here. Here. Sadie, you want some? It's Sadie approved. See how light and fluffy that is?